as gamers, we need to wake up. I'm not talking now. I was reading this weekend an article by Jason Snyder on Kotaku. The article was about games being a service, games being a consistent product that you buy into. So it's not necessarily how many hours you get out of the game from your initial purchase. It's how many hours of the game you get after your initial purchase. So you invest $60 into a game. The company sees that, all right, as a pay-in to the game. They add in a bunch of more content, DLC, microtransactions, cosmetic effects, like skins in League of Legends or skins in Overwatch that you pay for, or even loot boxes. So, and by the way, Overwatch's currency system is intelligent and fantastic as a businessman or a businesswoman, but it just sucks the life out of me as a gamer. It really, really does. Now, I'm going to read you a couple of quotes from the actual article. Developers are looking at ways to make money off games for as long as possible through downloadable content, cosmetic microtransactions, and good old-fashioned loot boxes. For example, here's Square Enix in a financial presentation last week. Titles that have become global hits recently have tended to be offered via the games-as-a-service model. And we believe this is going to be the mainstream model for gaming in the future. In developing future titles, we will approach game design with a mind to generate recurring revenue streams. Recurring revenue streams. Now that's jargon for, we see this as a way of making money because nobody is challenging us. Nobody is saying, you know what, you create really great games, but you have microtransactions into your games. That's development, that's intelligence and creativity and development that could have been spent flushing out the story, improving gameplay mechanics, giving the gamer what he or she deserves, and that's a great quality product. And people are making exceptions to their games. People are, it still pisses me off to this day that people are making excuses for Ghost Recon Wildlands, are making the excuse that Ghost Recon Wildlands is a great game if you turn off the HUD and if you ramp up the difficulty to hard. I still hate people who say that. That still annoys me to this day when people say, hey, just turn off your HUD, it makes the game a lot better. I hate it when people say that. Why? Because it leads to shit like this where you have companies like Square Enix who has established franchises saying in the future, we're going to approach game design with a mind to generate recurring revenue streams. You have Square Enix, who has some of the best games ever made in Chrono Trigger, in Xenogears, and in Final Fantasy, and they have a list of games. Them saying, we're looking for ways to make money, pretty much. We're looking at ways to pretty much sell you a house. We're looking at ways to sell you a house but you still gotta pay rent. I want to talk about EA's quote specifically. Here's the quote from the CEO of EA, Andrew Wilson. Games as a service are reshaping our industry, and EA is positioned to lead. Our investment in an EA digital platform that connects players across games, franchises, and devices also provides more data from our games than ever before. With that data and capabilities of our platform, we're able to do things differently, move faster, and innovate for our player communities. Amazingly creative games combined with services like Ultimate Team, our Battlefield network, multi-platform experiences, and subscription programs like EA Access are the future of this industry. With every player that joins our games, every game session, and every engagement in our live services, we are adding strength to EA's player network. What does that tell you? Before I even talk, what does that tell you? The last 3 sentences. What do they highlight the most? Move faster. Innovate for our player communities. Ultimate Team, Battlefield Network, multi-platform experiences, and subscription programs like EA Access. They're telling me, this is telling me, and this is telling you, they're telling you, hey, we see this as the future of gaming. We don't see gaming as passion projects anymore. We don't see gaming as something that we really want to create passionately. We see gaming as a cash cow. And all we have to do is put forth an average effort. We don't have to put forth an advanced effort. We don't have to put forth a passionate effort. We only have to put up an average and sometimes a below average effort for people to consume our products like people consume water on a daily basis. It's a necessity for us, and it's a necessity for them that we produce average games on an annual basis. How sad is that? They don't have to do anything. They don't have to, no one's holding them to anything. No one's holding them to any type of standard. You're just accepting their games for what they are. Average, mediocre games that they see as a way to make money off of. That's it. That is what you are getting when you are investing into these companies by paying them $60 for a game. That is it. And hey, if you want to play Ghost Recon Wildlands, or if you want to play, the next Assassin's Creed, or Assassin's Creed Unity, or Assassin's Creed Syndicate, or Far Cry 4, or Far Cry Primal, sure, that's your business. You're a consumer. Hey, it's a free market. But don't ever come to me and tell me that these games are anything but mediocre. Because you're lying to yourself. You're lying to me and you're wasting my time, and worse yet, you're insulting my intelligence. Because it's obvious. And we have indisputable proof now that these companies only care about making money. If you haven't believed anything that they've been doing for the past, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, now you actually have it in writing on Kotaku. You have it in writing. It's there on the website. What else do you want from me? What else do you want from these companies? To put in more microtransactions? You shouldn't have to compromise your game. You shouldn't have to say, you know what, we're fine with having microtransactions in our $60 purchases. We're fine with having cosmetic transactions in our purchases. We're fine with having DLC that isn't actually DLC, that should be a part of the main game in our games. We're fine with having $50 season passes that really shouldn't be $50 season passes. They should be free. I mean, this industry is starting to get to a point where it's starting to get to unrecognizable. I mean, there was a difference in the sense that, you know, you had just bad games because they were poorly developed, they were poorly executed, they were running out of development time, etc., etc. You have developers, you have companies literally making bad games and mediocre games because they know they don't have to. They don't have to. EA never has to make a really good FIFA 17 or FIFA 18. No one's holding them to that standard. Ubisoft doesn't really have to make a good Assassin's Creed game because people will still buy it. People are already gonna pre-order Far Cry 5. You know, and don't even get me started on the microtransactions of Overwatch. I mean, you know, as a gamer, it has me worried. It has me worried for the industry. But I want your opinion on this. I know that, you know, I'm kind of opinionated. I'm kind of one-sided. I want your opinion on this. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and tell me what you really think about this. To me, it scares me. Am I not in the majority here? Am I not in the minority? I feel like I'm in the minority. Please, give me some responses. Am I left out here alone to suffer? I don't really know. But, you know, this has been 24. Unfortunately, reporting on this sad news. Until then, until my next video, which I will be talking about Overwatch, but it won't necessarily be ranked competitive. Until my next video, which I will be talking about flex positioning in Overwatch. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time.